Jnanatimirandasya Jnanandhana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshware Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyaivacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Patachari Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Haladhara Balabhadraya Namaha Hare Krishna. So very, very grateful to you, Akinchana Prabhu, for calling me for the session. Thank you so much. I'd like to also express my heartfelt joy for joining here, all the devotees, in this session of Krishna Katha. And today we have chosen to speak on Baladev because yesterday was also Balaram Purnima. Then I was thinking, let's speak about Baladev, the glories of Baladev, the Tattva. And also tomorrow we'll be speaking on Krishna's Janma. So what's the Balaramji and Balaram's position, Balaram Tattva. Also, as you know, Balaram is the elder brother of Krishna, and they both have appeared at the same time. Sometime Balaram is compared to be like the sun, sometime like the moon. We say, Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Godadaye Puspavanto Chitrasando Tamonudo. Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Saha Udito. Saha Udito means they are arisen at the same time to dissipate the darkness of ignorance of this world and to bestow the benediction. So Krishna Balaram also have appeared at the same time. At time Mahaprabhu is compared to be like the sun. At time Nityananda Prabhu is compared to be like the moon. At time Mahaprabhu is compared to be like the moon. At time Nityananda Prabhu also is considered to be like the sun. Normally the sun and the moon, they don't appear at the same time. But this time they have appeared at the same time. Saha Udito. Saha means together. Udito, rising together. So Baladev is Sevak Bhagavan. And Sri Krishna is Savior Bhagavan. Both are Lord, having same power. Prabhupada said, between Krishna and Balaram, there is only one difference. A difference of color. Right? Otherwise, both the same Lord. There's difference of color. White, Balramji is white, Krishna is black. Mm. One time there was some discussion between two devotees, and that came to Srila Prabhupada. Yamuna Mataji and Madhu Dvisa Prabhu. Madhu Dvisa Prabhu was saying there is only one difference between Krishna and Balaram, and difference of color. But then Yamuna Mataji mentioned, no, there are more differences between Krishna and Balaram. More differences, what is that? Only Krishna can enjoy Srimati Radharani. So then Tamal Krishna Maharaj was there, and he had to be involved in that discussion, but he could not solve the problems. So he went to Prabhupada and asked Prabhupada to solve the problem here. So he told Prabhupada, Prabhupada ji, there is a discussion going on here. Madhudvis Prabhu is saying that there's only one difference between Krishna and Balaram, difference of color. And Prabhupada said, he's right. But Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, but Yamuna Mataji is saying there are more differences. Only Krishna can enjoy Srimati Radharani. And Prabhupada said, she is also right. And that has confused Tamal Krishna Maharaj more. Prabhupada ji, how can they both be right when they are telling two different things? And Prabhupada told Tamal Krishna Maharaj, then you are right. So, and he became more confused, right? So Prabhupada is saying, how can we try to understand the Supreme Lord with our tiny mind, with our tiny little intelligence? How can we understand? These are the inconceivable, because Lord has inconceivable potency. Many things that we cannot understand. The Lord has to have inconceivable potency, Achinta Shakti. Otherwise, he's not God, right? Even Brahmaji, after Brahmaji was defeated, stealing covered boys and the calf, he was defeated. Then he himself also mentioned that Lord Krishna has to have inconceivable potency. There are many things that is inconceivable, we cannot understand. He has to have inconceivable potency, otherwise he is not God. Right? So with our tiny little mind, how can we understand him? Right? There are many things. And in the Lord is a Lord in which his inconceivable potency, in which all the contradiction is solved. Right? So, like for example, we say that Lord is far away. Ishopanishad said he is far away, is near, he walks, he doesn't walk. Right? His inside is outside. These appear to be very contradictory. But all the contradiction is solved. Right? So, because he's got inconceivable potency, he's far away. Lord is far away. Yes, he's in Vaikuntha, he's far away. He's also very near. How is the Lord near? He's in the heart, right? As Paramatma. Oh, is near, very near, also in the form of Vigraha. And the Lord is, he walks, he doesn't walk. He walks when he comes in Vrindavan, he walks among the Brijbasis, the Gopis and the Gopas. He walks among them. He doesn't walk because he's Brahmajyoti also. Brahmajyoti is aspect of God. Brahmajyoti doesn't walk, right? He's inside, as Paramatma is the outside, as Mahavishnu also. So all the contradiction of solved. So Lord has to have inconceivable potency. That's how Brahma was defeated. So although Balaramji is Sevak Bhagavan, is servant Lord, is God, is Supreme Lord, is servant. And he is also is never competing, all the same power, but he never competes with Krishna. Nowadays we have so many fake God. People who pretend to be God, they want to compete with God, they want to be God. But Balaramji, although having the same power of Krishna, but it doesn't complete. He's been serving Krishna all the time. Whereas Savior Bhagavan, Sevak Bhagavan and Savior Bhagavan, as Balaram, when it comes as we understand that as Lakshman, even as Lakshman has been serving for 14 years, Lakshman was not banned to the forest, but he wants to get to the forest. Lakshman and Ram, they cannot live without each other, just like Shatrughan and Bharat also. So here, Lakshman and Ram, they cannot live without each other, right? So Lakshman has been serving the Lord for 14 years in the forest, and Lakshman has not been sleeping for 14 years. He did not sleep for 14 years in the forest. He did not eat, even eating for 14 years in the forest, right? See, even he remained brahmachari life in for 14 years in the forest. All this just to be able to serve the Lord, to be able to serve Ramachandra, right? So Baladev also is serving Krishna in many ways because he's Adi Guru also. So how is Balaram serving Krishna? He's also serving Krishna in all the five rasa also. How is he serving Krishna? There is a bird called the chatak bird, the hummingbirds. So that birds, what does the bird do? It associate with the clouds. This bird associating with the clouds, and cloud is known as Ghana, right? Ghana. So Ghana, we're singing every day. Samsara Dava Naralida Loka Tanai Karunya Ghana Ghana Ghanatvam. So the cloud, that bird associated very, very closely with Ghana, with the cloud, and drink the water, drink the nectar of the rain water from top in the sky. You know, not that bird doesn't drink the water when the water comes down to the soil, it becomes muddy. But that bird drink the water in the sky, associating with Ghana and drinking that water. But here, Balaram is also associating with Krishna in all forms. And drinking is associating not with Ghana, but this time Balaram is associating with Ghana Shyam. Ghana Shyam means the blackest cloud, which is Krishna, is associating with Ghana Shyam, and is drinking the nectar of Krishna consciousness. In which way? Associating very, very close. Just like the bird also associated with Ghana, with the cloud, very close to the cloud, and drink the rainwater, the nectar, right? So here Balaram associating with Krishna in the form of Krishna's mukut, that is an expansion of Lord Balaram, in the form of Krishna's dresses, that is also Balaramji, in Krishna's bedding, Krishna's shoes, Krishna's chappal, Krishna's instruments. So these, even Mridanga is also an expansion of Balaram. So Krishna is an expansion of Balaram. Krishna's couch, Krishna's bedding, Krishna's dresses, they're all expansion of Balaram. So this is how Baladev associating with Krishna in all direction, north, south, east, west, very close to Krishna in all this expansion. And this is how Balaram also is tasting the nectar, right, of Krishna consciousness. Yes, because he's serving Krishna in this way. And it's also Baladev has also been serving Krishna in all the rasa. Different rasas are there. And Balaram also has been serving Krishna in all the different rasa as neutrality. Santaras Balaramji also expand in the holy dham, And the Holy Dham Vrindavan is an expansion of Balaramji. So this is how Balaram also serving Krishna in the Santaras, in Dasya Rasa. Dasya means servitorship. So sometime they go in the forest, and when Krishna is tired, and Baladev also will be serving Krishna by massaging his feet. Balaram will do that as like a servant, menial servant. So in that way, serving Krishna in Dasya Bhav also, as Nityananda Prabhu also has been serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as servant. So, and then Sakya, they are both friends. They go to the forest. When they go to the forest, frolicking in the forest and enjoying in the forest, playing football in the forest. So this is Sakya Bhav, friendly. They are both friends. They are brothers also, but they're also friendly relationship. Sakya Bhav, and then Vatsalya. Sometime in a house, in the family, there is the big brother. The big brother becomes the act like parents when the parents are not at home, and the big brother becomes the parents, acting and giving order to the so smaller brothers and sisters. And here Balaram also, he acting as parents. Sometimes he would be telling Krishna, Krishna, you have to go back now. You have to go home. Today's your birthday. You have to take shower. And he's giving order to Krishna like a parent. So this is Vatsala Bhav. And we also understand that it was Balaram's desire to not even Vasudeva and Devaki's order. Here is Balaram's order that Subhadra should be married to Duryodhana. It was the plan of Baladev, although Krishna could not say anything because Krishna is smaller brother. And not even the words of Vasudeva and Devaki, because big brother's decision that Subhadra should be married to Duryodhana, right? In Dwarka. So here we can see Krishna would also make the plan. Krishna made a plan because Krishna did not like this idea that Subhadra should be married to Duryodhana. And he knew well also Subhadra loves Arjuna, Krishna's friend. And on that time, Krishna had made a plan, a conspiracy or plotting against the idea of Balaram. So he asked Arjuna that you must dress like a sannyasi and come home. And Balaram is very fond of receiving sannyasi, of sadhu. He likes so much to receive sadhu, to get the blessing of sadhu. So you just become a sannyasi, dress like a sannyasi, and then you come home. And Balaram will be serving you, and then you look for an opportunity, and then you can kidnap Subhadra. That plan was made. But he also informed Arjuna that you should, when you're riding the horse, when you go back after kidnapping, don't ride the horse yourself. Let Subhadra hold the rein. Let Subhadra hold the ropes of the horses, of the rein of the horses. You just fight, you will be fighting with the soldiers, Balaram soldiers, right? But they could not catch Arjuna because Arjuna is so swift, And then they found out when they may have a meeting, they found out it was Arjuna who did that, Arjuna who had kidnapped Subhadra. And Balaram became very furious, very angry, even at Krishna. Arjuna is your friend. So it's your fault, Krishna. And Krishna said, no, Bhaya, it's not my fault. Ask your soldiers who was riding the horse, who was riding the chariot. And the soldier said, oh, we saw Subhadra was riding the chariot. So then, it's not my fault. It means that Subhadra was kidnapping Arjuna. In that sense, Krishna is saying also that Subhadra also loved Arjuna. Not that Arjuna had kidnapped Subhadra, but Subhadra also loved Arjuna because she wanted to marry Arjuna. And then it was set, you know, this conflict was set, and then And then Balaram himself did a wedding ceremony by giving donation cows to millions of cows to Brahmanas. So he took the charge as Vatsalya, parent, in the house. Sometime Big Brother, he would spend time and arrange for the wedding ceremony like a parent. So in that way, Balaram is also serving Krishna in the Vatsalya Bhav, parenthood, like that. And it's explained also that Baladev has been serving Krishna in the Madhurya Bhav also, because Balaramji expand himself as Ananga Manjari, is one of the Manjari. And this Manjari is Baladev, who expand himself in the female form of Ananga Manjari. So this is how Lord Krishna also has been serving, Baladev has been serving Krishna also in all the five rasa, very, very intimately, Krishna. So this is the glories of Haladara, glories of Balaram. And it is also mentioned that Balaramji in Vrindavan Leela, Balaram only who has also been killing two famous demons in Vrindavan, very, very famous, right? The Dhenukasura and also Pralambasura. Yes, Pralambasura. So these two demons, they actually representing Pralambasura representing the modes of passion, and then Dhenukasura also representing the modes of ignorance, modes of passion and modes of ignorance, which are very, very strong, inculcating the human being, passion and ignorance, very, very strong. Rarely we see people in the mode of goodness. Passion and ignorance, they're very, very prominent. So the acharyas explain that why these two demons were killed by Balaramji, because to remove the modes of ignorance and to remove the modes of passion, to go above these modes is very, very difficult, because they're very, very strong, this passion and ignorance in the living entity. So that's required to move up from these modes require bal, requires Shakti, right? It requires Shakti. And then this is the mercy, by the mercy of Balaram. When we speak of Shakti, spiritual Shakti is not coming from Durga. People are worshipping Durga. They're thinking that they've got Shakti, yes, but Durga representing material Shakti, right? So we say Shaktima, yes, Shaktima, she's Shakti. But if there is Shakti, there must be also Shaktiman, the origin where the Shakti is coming from Lord Vishnu, right? So Durga, people worship Durga, yes, because she's Shakti, she's representing this Durga Devi, Durga Dham, material Shakti she can give. But if we want spiritual Shakti, worship a personality to get spiritual Shakti, and that is Baladev. Bal, right? So he gives the spiritual strength because he's also Adi Guru. So the reason it is said that he's been killing Pralambasur as well as Dhenukasur. Pralambasur representing modes of passion. Dhenukasura is in the form of a donkey, right? Donkey is the ash, and also donkey representing the modes of ignorance. Is donkey is full of ignorance, right? Prabhupada explained how donkey is full of ignorance, because the donkey, they are known for donkey is known for its stupidity. Donkey is known for its laziness. Donkey is known for its no brain, right? So Stupidity. What is that stupidity? Is that donkey, they work very, very hard. Yes, another point is also donkey working very, very hard, right? For the master, carrying loads upon the back, laundry full of loads on its back. And someone is asking, why you're working very hard? The donkey will say, I'm working very, very, very hard to get grasses, be able to get some grasses to eat. So Prabhupada said grasses are available on both sides of the road. The grasses are there, but they will have to work very hard to get the grasses. This is stupidity. What grasses? So like that, many, many people in this world also, they work very hard. Don't know why they work so hard. You know, they may say, Bhakti Thakur explained that. People may say that I'm working very hard. Not for me, not for me. I'm not going to die, but for my family members. You know, for them. But Bhakti Thakur explained that, yes, you may work very hard, but for your family. But what happened when my body will drop dead and the animal, the jackal, the vulture, the dogs will become delighted and they will have sport and sporting on my body and they will be going to have a huge feast upon my body. That is my destination, right? So, but the most amazing things is that whoever belongs to me, all my relatives, family members, children, wives, everyone will have the same destination as mine, like me. They will also have the same destination. Their body also will be dropped dead. Their body also will be eaten by jackals, dogs, and vultures. You know. So, likewise, the spiritual life is meant for simple living and high thinking. You live simply, and then you have high thinking. But nowadays, there is complicated living and no time to think, right? People are very, very busy, no time to think, work very hard and no time to think. That's Vedic life, simple living and high thinking. Right? Give more time to spirituality. So people do not have time because they're working very hard. So this is sometime the master will be sitting on back of the donkey, right? And hanging a carrot on a string in front of the eyes of the donkey. The master will be sitting on the back of the donkey and hanging a carrot in front of the eyes of the donkey. And the donkey is thinking, okay, now I'm going to get the carrot. Now I'm going to get the carrot. Donkey's walking, walking, walking. Now I'm going to get carrots. But the carrot is also moving together. He never get the carrots. So people are like that. They're thinking, now I'm going to be enjoyed. I'm going to get enjoyment. Now I'm going to get money. Now I'm going to become rich. Now it's happening. But it's never happened till at the time of death. So this is all this thing that's represented by this donkey, right? This is the meaning because it requires bal to give away, to give up this mode of ignorance. It requires sakti, right? Which is very, 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 very difficult. Mode of ignorance is very strong. Sleeping is in the mode of ignorance. You know, sleeping when you want to get up early in the morning, you know, and modes of ignorance. Maya will say, okay, sleep, 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 continue sleeping. Now you're tired. Don't you see that last night you were tired, you were doing so many things last night. You know, your body needs rest. Please continue to sleep. Why are you going to temple? Why are you going to, to the temple for Mangalarti? Sleep more, right? So Maya tends to keep the living entity in the modes of ignorance, right? That's why it said, Jiv Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole, Kota Nidra Jao Maya, Pisa Chira Kole. How long are you going to sleep in the laps of the witch called Maya? How long? It's time to wake up. Jiv Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole. So this is why Balaram has to come and kill that demon to drive away the modes of ignorance, and ignorance requires bal, requires shakti, right? Spiritual shakti. There was also one time there was a king, and that king, he had a daughter, and daughter was very, very naughty and always naughty. So the king also had many horses and donkeys also in the courtyard. So, and the king told his daughter, if you continue to be naughty like that, I'm going to marry you to my donkey. The king said that, right? So, and then the donkey was on the side. Donkey heard this conversation. Oh, the king is going to marry me with his daughter. And he had some hope for that. And then the donkey was working very, very hard for the king. Somebody came and asked the donkey, why you're working very hard? And the donkey said, oh, you don't know. I have heard my king saying that he's going to marry his daughter to me one day. That's why I'm working very hard. Of course, the king said that, but that's not going to happen. You know, this is not going to happen. But the donkey is so stupid. He was keeping some hope that the king is going to marry his daughter to him. That is foolishness. So this donkey representing the modes of ignorance, foolishness, and many, many people who are behaving like that. So one of the reasons why Balaram has killed a demon to show that it requires Bal to remove the modes of ignorance. It's very, very much inculcated. We are born in ignorance. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha. We are born in the modes of ignorance, right? So then Gurudev comes. Gurudev comes and opens the eyes with the torchlights of knowledge. Torchlights of knowledge. And here Baladev is also Adi Guru. All the Guru Tattva coming from Balaram. Yes. One may also say, okay, Krishna is carrying the flute, instrument, the flute. And Balaram is carrying the plow. But these are two different instruments, right? Very, very different instrument, plows and the flute. So they don't match, in fact. The plow and the flute, they are not like matching instrument. If it's a table and chair and table, yes, they match. With a pen and paper, they match. With a pant and shirt, they're matching, right? So, but plow and flute, they're completely different instrument, right? Completely different. Don't match. So how can we say that how can these two instruments match? So the Acharya, they have explained. They have given reason how these two instruments can be matched. The plow and the flute. So the plow is used for plowing the soil. Sometime at time when there's drought, no water, no rain, and then what happened? There's lots of the soil becomes so dry and hard, and it's very, very difficult to make it soft. And it requires the plow of Balaram to make the soil soft and to plow and to take away the weeds, the bad weeds growing in the soil. And that really requires a plow, right, to make it soft. So Balaram plow is required to remove the weeds. So when Balaram plow is making the soil soft and removing the weeds And then when Krishna is playing on the flute, and that's how the sound can enter the heart. When the heart is soft and the weeds has been driven away. So this is how the acharya, they can combine these two, right? These two instruments, which are very, very far distance. I mean, they're not a good combination, plow and the flute. So that when the plow is plowing the heart with Adi Guru, and then Krishna, when Krishna plays on the flute, and the sound can enter the heart, can hear properly. And the sound vibration of the holy name also, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You know, this is how these two instruments can be combined. So what happened, that how Balramji is killing that demon, Dhenukasura. So this story is in also in Bhagavatam, where the coward boys, they could smell the aroma of the fruits of the tala tree. They desired to have some fruits very, very greatly. And they asked Krishna Balaram, if you think that is a good desire, so let us go to the Talavan, to the Talavan, to get the fruits. So both actually hearing the words with compassion, Krishna and Balaram, they start to laugh. So desiring to please the coward boys, and they also decided, okay, let's go to the forest. And then they went to the forest. And Balaram is entering that forest of the Tala tree. He entered first, right? And with the two others also. So he started to forcibly shaking that tree of the Tala tree, uh, like a mad elephant shaking some trees, right? And causing the fruits to actually to fall onto the ground. And that demons there, the Nukasur, hearing the sound of the tree, and they came forward very, very strongly, making the earth to tremble, right? So, and Dhenukasur came and just very strongly, powerfully rushed towards Balaram, uh, and very hardly struck Balaram's chest with his hooves of his hind legs. And then Dhenukasur began to run about, braying very, very, very loudly, right? So he moving again towards Balaram, furious donkey, and again kicked Balaram again. And then Balaram, as you know, the story goes, like Balaram says that Dhenukasura is by his hooves and just whirl him about with one hand and threw him into the top of the palm trees. And this is how this demon was killed, you know, by Balaramji. And also seeing the dead Dhenukasur, the other donkeys also came to fight against Balaram's son Krishna, and Krishna also did the same thing to kill them. So yes, it requires bal, it requires strength to remove the modes of ignorance. Now one may say that yes, Gurudev is Adi Guru, Balramji is Adi Guru, and how this Adi Guru, the Guru Tattva, all the Guru Tattva come from actually Balaramji, you know, to remove the modes of ignorance. Gurudev, Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya, is opening the eyes, is opening our eyes with the torchlights of knowledge. And Guru also give us initiation, give the disciple initiations, meaning that, and no more birth. This is the last birth, no more birth, right? And Gurudev is also cutting the attachment of this material world, right? The knots of this attachment of this world is cut by Gurudev. So many things. And Gurudev is also extinguishing the fire of conditional life, right? We're singing every day, Om Samsaradava Nalalila Loka. This world is like a forest fire, which is burning. We're all burning in this world. Only by the mercy of the clouds, rainfall, that the fire can be extinguished. So only by the mercy of Guru, There's a fire of material conditional life can be extinguished. Otherwise, it's impossible to be extinguished. There's no means to be extinguished. I'm in America and Canada very often. In Canada especially, I've witnessed that also. Big, huge forest fire. And when a fire catches the forest, no one can stop it. It just goes on burning and burning and burning, mountains and mountains and mountains of trees. Everything is get burns. Houses sometimes get burns. Animal get burns. No one can escape, right? So this is the fire of material condition of life. It cannot be extinguished. Only rainwater can extinguish it. Only rainwater can extinguish that fire. So similarly, Gurudev also extinguishing the fire of material condition of life only by the mercy of Guru. So how now you're saying that Balaram is Adi Guru. So how is Balaramji serving as Guru? Why is the instance? Why is the point that Balaram is acting like Guru? We say it's Adi Guru. Guru Tattva come from him. I said that also that Guru Tattva come from Balaramji. Why is it? Where is the instance? We know that Balaramji is also acting like Guru for Duryodhana. But that cannot be the good point because Duryodhana is not a devotee, right? Just in the fight of the club, teaching Balaramji. In that way, Balaram is a guru for Duryodhana. So that cannot be the good example. So where is Baladev acting like a guru? Or, is Guru Tattva their source? But yes, it is true because who can actually teach us? Who can teach the disciple how to engage in devotional service better than Gurudev? There's no one. Only Gurudev. Gurudev is a person who can teach us how to engage in devotional service, how to serve the Lord. Yes? Tadviri pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshantite jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Because Gurudev has seen the truth. The Tattvadarshi, they have seen the truth. Tadviri pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshantite jnaninas, Gurudev, Tattvadarshin. They have seen the truth. They can impart the knowledge to us because they have seen the truth. Tadvidi Paranipatena, inquiring, Pariprasnena, Sevaya, by devoting, offering obeisances and engage in devotional service. Then Gurudev will impart knowledge unto us. Right? So where is that happening with Balaram? Yes, it's happening. Balaramji is showing. Because I said only Gurudev can teach us, can show us how to serve the Lord. So Balaramji is showing, is teaching, is showing us how to serve Krishna by engaging himself in service of the Lord. As Lakshman, I've said, how to serve Lord Ramchandra, is teaching how to serve. And Balaram also is teaching how to serve by being the Krishna's, becoming Krishna's shoes, Krishna's mukut, Krishna's chappal, Krishna's couch, Krishna's instrument, Krishna's dresses. So this is all Baladev expansion. So he's teaching us, he's himself serving the Lord. Who can teach us better than the Gurudev? Who can teach us better than Balaram? So in that way, he's teaching the living entities how to serve properly, how to serve the living, how to serve the Lord. Balaram, that's why he's Adi Guru, or the Guru, Tattva coming from him. And we praying also that Lord is Baladev, praying to the Lord that he remove these modes of ignorance. Say sambandha nahi jar, brita janma gelota. Say sambandha. If we don't keep connection with the Lord, if we don't keep connection, especially with Nityananda Prabhu, who is also Adi Guru, if there is no connection, say sambandha nahi jar, brita janma gelota. If without any connection with Guru, without any connection with the Adi Guru, and then our life become wasted. Say sambandha nahi jar, brita janma gelota. So it's a waste of life. It's a waste of time. You're wasting our life without any connection with Baladev. Asatyare satya korimani. Right? So what happened? Whatever is true, asatyare satya korimani. Whatever is truth, we will consider to be untrue, and whatever is untrue, we will consider it to be true. Right? So whatever is with, like for example, this body is not true. The body is temporary. The body will die. Or we know this body. Prabhupada has said many times, all the time, we know this body. But people are thinking they are this body. So this body is untrue. Asatya. It is asatya korimani. Asatyare satya korimani. Asatyare satya korimani. So without connection with him, then we will consider what is true to be untrue. Or asatya satya, what is untrue to be true. Right? For example, this body is not the truth. But people are thinking we are this body, very much engrossed in these modes of ignorance. Are we saying, Sarira avidyaja jodendriya taheka, jive fere visai sagare. So this body is a bunch of ignorance, and all the senses are gateway to hell, right? Sarira avidyaja. This body itself, the modes of ignorance, full of ignorance. That's why we have to go to school. That's why we have to go to colleges, because we don't know. We are born in ignorance, to be enlightened, very much enlightened. So Gurudev is required to be enlightened because we are born in a mode of ignorance. We don't know anything of spirituality. People are very, very much engrossed in this material world, very much in the modes of ignorance. And it requires Shakti, it requires Bhav, it requires the mercy of Gurudev. Asattare Satya Korimani. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Susitala. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Susitala. So the lotus feet of the Lord, Baladev. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Susitala. It is cooling. Susitala. Sitala means very, very cooling. Right? Very, very cooling. So the lotus feet of the Lord is very, very, very cooling. We require, why we require coolness? Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandras. Why do we need mercy at the lotus feet of Gurudev, at the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu from Balaramji? Because Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Susita is cooling because we are burning. I said already, in this fire of conditional life, a samsara davanal, forest fire. So we are all burning. The very first prayers we are doing in the morning, we're burning. Although we don't see the fire, we're all burning. And Koti Chandra Susita. Koti Chandra. Koti Chandra means like the moon. Millions of moons. Sitala. Sitala means cooling. Susital, more cooling. Right? So this cooling effect is there at the lotus feet of the Lord Nityananda or Baladev Ji. We require this to get coolness, because otherwise we are all burning, burning, and burning in this material world. And we have been burning, burning, and burning from time immemorial. Prabhupada said, how many times we have taken birth in this world? and millions of lifetime. Prabhupada said, you just go to the ocean and collect all the sand at the ocean. You're collecting all the sand at the ocean, and you count the sand one by one, the grain of sand one by one. Right? That many births we have taken. That many births we have taken. And Prabhupada used a word from time immemorial. We cannot say million, trillions, or lakhs. We cannot say like that. You know, it's unlimited. Even unlimited, we can't understand how many lifetimes we have taken birth and death. Right? So you count all the sand at the beach one by one. It's impossible to count. So it's impossible to count how many times we have taken birth in this world, and we are still taking birth. Birth and death, birth and death. But Gurudev's, when Gurudev will give initiation, that's the birth. Initiation is also like the birth, but this is the last birth, right? Because Gurudev will come and cut the repetition of birth and death. He will cut the knots of material attachment, right? So this is how the Lord cutting the severe this attachment to this material world. Only Gurudev can do that. So his lotus feet is calling to relieve the living entity from the suffering of this material world. So Balaram, yes, Adi Guru again. So he's bringing Guru. What is Gurudev doing? Also bringing the living entities towards Krishna, right? Initiation is a contract between Guru and disciple, where disciple promised to follow the rules, regulations, principles of Dharma, and Gurudev promised to take the disciple back to Godhead, right? So Guru Balram Ji is bringing the living entity closer to Krishna. Not to Krishna, we can say, to Radharani, yes. So there is connection, Balaram and Radharani also. In in Tattva and in Rasa. Yes, in Rasa also, but also in Tattva. What is the connection, Balaram and Radharani? Right, so in Rasa, we can say Balaram and Radharani in Rasa, Tattva. And there is a kind of Vatsalya Bhav, Vatsalya, like a daughter. Radharani like a daughter for Balaram. And yes, one time there was Balaram had killed one demon, Sankachuda, I think. And then in that demon there was a money jewel on the head. So then Baladev had ordered this jewel has to be given to Srimati Radharani after the demon was killed. So that point means that just like a father, sometimes the father would be buying a gift for the daughter. You know, in the Vatsalya Bhav, the father buy a gift and give the gift to the daughter. Similarly, in the Rasa Tattva, that's there, like Vatsalya Bhav is there between Balaram and Radharani, because he ordered that this money should be given to Srimati Radharani, like a father wants to give a gift to the daughter. So then Balaram, as Adi Guru, he brings the disciple, the devotee towards Srimati Radharani. And the service of Radharani, she recommend that person. She is the one who recommend that disciple to Krishna. You know, just see that here is a person, here is a devotee, and then she recommend that person towards Krishna, and then Krishna take up and accept that person. So she is like a recommendation. She gave the recommendation. Now in material world we find that to get a job And to get a proper job, one requires, what does one require? One requires recommendation or backup, somebody to back him. You have to have your own people, or you have to have recommendation from someone. So backing, you need also backing to get a job. This is in the material world. But in the spiritual context, that is represented by Srimati Radharani. Right? So this is represented by Srimati Radharani, and Srimati Radharani is the one who is actually giving the recommendation to Krishna. Radharani will say, here's a devotee in Delhi, he's doing your garland, here's a Mataji is cooking for you. That's the recommendation is given by Srimati Radharani. But Baladev, Gurudev bring that disciple to Srimati Radharani, and then Srimati Radharani actually offer that disciple to Lord Sri Krishna. So, yeah. And Balaram also is the very first expansion. We know, we read that from Srimad Bhagavatam. Baladev is the very, very first expansion from Krishna. The very, very first expansion is Balaramji coming from Krishna. And then from Krishna comes, from Baladev comes the quadruple expansion, right? Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Anirudh. And then the expansion, the creations, everything come from Balaramji. Then he expand again, and another quadruple expansion comes from, and then from Sankarshan, Mahashankarshan. So comes the Mahavishnu, and then from Mahavishnu comes he expand the universe. Many universes come from his pores of his body. Mahavishnu, all the universes manifest from his body. And then Lord Vishnu enters, one Purusha enters each universe as Garbhodakasai Vishnu. And then from the Garbhodakasai Vishnu's navel, this lotus flower gets sprouted, lotus flower, and from that flower, Lord Brahmaji took birth. And then Brahmaji start creation. And from that Vishnu, again, the Shirudakasai Vishnu come. Shirudakasai Vishnu was residing in the ocean of milk. And he also expand himself as the Paramatma. That Paramatma is an expansion of Shirudakasai Vishnu, who is doing the creation, also maintenance of this, in charge of this material world. And he also expand as Paramatma, and then enters into each living entities as Paramatma. And that Siddharthakasai Vishnu is the source of all the avatar. Right? So many people say that Vishnu is supreme. Right? Krishna is an expansion, Krishna is an avatar. In one sense, they are right when they're saying that Vishnu is a source, Vishnu is supreme. In one sense, they are right, but they don't know how many Vishnus are there. The Purusha avatar, they don't know, they think that's only one. But this Vishnu here, this Shirudakasai Vishnu, is the source of all the avatar. It is true. In one sense, when people say Vishnu is supreme, it is all right also. Because all the avatar incarnation come from Shirudakasai Vishnu. In that way, Vishnu is supreme. But what I don't know is this Purusha avatar is coming from Mahashankarchan, come from Baladev. And Balaram himself expanding from Krishna, coming from Krishna. Krishna is the source, Swayam Bhagavan. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Right? Like the verse, what's this verse? The Emperor verse. Iti chamsa kalapumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So that verse is the Emperor verse. Why? Emperor means the king of all verses. Because the king The king is walking in the middle. On two sides, there are bodyguards, right? So this verse here, Etechamsa Kalahapumsam. Kalahapumsam means all the expansion. That is Vishnu. All the Kalaha, expansion of the Lord. That is Lord Vishnu. That's the first line speaks about Vishnu. Etechamsa Kalahapumsam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Second line speaks about Krishna. But although there are many expansion, but Bhagavan Swayam is Krishna. So first line is Vishnu. Second line is also Krishna. Is Krishna in the middle. It is some Sakalapunsam, Krishnastu Bhagavan Sam. Indriyari Vyakulam Lokam. Indriyari, the enemies of killing, one who killed the enemy of Indra, the demon, is also Vishnu. So first line is Vishnu, second line is Krishna, and third line is Vishnu. So Krishna is in the middle. That's why it's called the emperor verse. You know. So Jiva Goswami described in his Sundar about this point. Itecham sakalapumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indriyari Vekulam Lokam, that is Vishnu also. Indriyari, like one who has killed the enemy of Indra, the demons. Sambhami Yuge, after Yug, he comes as Lord Vishnu. So again, Vishnu. Only Krishna is in the middle. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So Krishna is the original God. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. There are many, many expansions of the Lord. But the very, very first expansion that comes is Baladev, Balaramji. And Balaram is also holding all the universes upon his head, upon his hoods. And under Shays, people speaks about, scientists especially speaks about all the planets, they are floating in the space. And what is the explanation of all the planet, all the universe floating in space? It speaks about law of gravity. They speak of law of gravity. Prabhupada always said that the scientists, they tend to give some explanation, but then the explanation is nonsense, right? They speak nonsense with explanation. They speak about law of gravity, but they don't know where is that coming from, the law of gravity. What is the law of gravity, right? They're all the planets are floating in the space, you know? So it must be law of gravity. What is the law of gravity? It's Baladev, Balaramji, Shakti, who is holding. And for Balaram, is holding all these universe upon his hoods and under shades. And for him, it's just like a mustard seed. Each planet is like a mustard seed. Each universe like the weight of a mustard seed is practically nothing. Right? For the Lord, it's nothing. It's very, very, very gorgeous. So that's it. That's how Balaram is holding all these universe upon his hood. And it's also setting the example. Everything is above. I'm the low, I'm down, I'm the servant. Setting very, very humble example. I'm down, everybody is upon me. I'm the lowest. This is humility, definitely. And that is the service that was Baladev is doing in the service of the Lord. So if Balaram himself is doing so much service, although he's equal to Krishna, he never compete, right? And also very, very mercifully coming in Kali Yuga as Nityananda Prabhu, most merciful, even more merciful than Krishna. And Krishna Mahaprabhu telling him, go door to door, ghar, prati ghar gya karo, mangiye bhiksha, begging for, you beg people, go door to them, beg the people. What to beg people? Please, bolo Krishna, bhojo Krishna, loho koro Krishna shiksha. And that is Balaram. Very humbly comes, started the Sankirtan movement to deliver the people. And he also proving the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy can works on the most fallen living entity. Right? Most fallen living entity, Jagai Madai. It works, Mahaprabhu. If Mahaprabhu has been able to deliver Jagai Madai, means he can deliver others also. If he could deliver Jagai Madai, which is most fallen, so who could deliver everybody? So Nityananda Prabhu He wanted to show that Mahaprabhu's mercy can work on everyone, even materialistic, even atheistic, even gundas, even demoniacs, even people like Jagai Madai, even the chor, the thieves also can be delivered. One time Nityananda Prabhu, what he was doing, he wanted to deliver the gundas, the number one gundas. So he has dressed himself with many ornaments, lots of jewelry, costly jewelry upon him. And that chore, the thieves, the gundas were attracted. They wanted to uh, to attack him. And for the first night, they went to see that what is he doing, and they saw Nityananda Prabhu is eating prasad. He's not sleeping. And then they fell asleep in the night. The chore, the gundas. And next day they went to see what is he doing, and they saw big security guy there. They could not go attack Nityananda Prabhu. And the third night they wanted to, and then they became blinded by, there was a big storm. It was thunderbolts, stormy weather, lightning, and they became blinded by the lightning. They fell into the ditch, fell into stones, and were beaten by scorpions and other animals. And they were completely crying in the forest. And then they came back to their senses. No, this Nityananda is not an ordinary person, must be God himself. And they all came and surrendered to Nityananda Prabhu, right? They became his followers. So this is how Nityananda Prabhu, he applies all kinds of means to attract people from different halls of life, right? And gundas, the ruffians, the chore, the drunkards, want to deliver them. He always find people, candidates for the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So merciful. So that same Balarama Hoilo Nitai, right? Sachisuta Hoilo says, means Nandan became Sachisuta Balaram Hoilo Nitai. So Balaram, same Balaramji became Nityananda Prabhu, who is very merciful to the living entities. So we can pray to Lord Balaram. It requires Shakti, definitely. Require lots of Shakti to be able to do our sadhana in the morning, to be able to chant our 16 rounds, to be able to perform devotional service. That also requires Shakti, but that Shakti is coming from Lord Baladev, from Nityananda Prabhu, from Balaramji. I said already, Durga's Shakti representing material Shakti. But if we speak of spiritual Shakti, Balaram, Balaram, is also Ram, Balaram, Balabhadra, many names he's got, very beautiful. And he comes also before the appearance of Krishna. Meanings Balaram Jayanti, Balaram, not Jayanti, Balaram Purnima means that it's a preparation. Balaram Purnima is a preparation. Just like for Diwali, people before Diwali, they clean the house one day before. They clean the house and makes very auspicious sign everywhere to receive Lord Ramachandra. So Balaram's appearance means to, when the heart is clean, removing all the weeds, and then Krishna will appear in the heart, right? So the appearance of Krishna. So Balaram Purnima is like a preparation, cleaning process, making a preparation for the appearance of Lord Krishna, who is going to be appearing soon in a week time on 16, will be Balaram Jayanti. So will be Krishna Janmashtami. So that's why Balaramji comes first. Hare Krishna. Akinchana Prabhu, thank you. I'll be stopping the class here. And I don't know if devotees will be having some question. We keep some time for the question. Anybody have any question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, as thanks for the wonderful spiritual talk on Balaram Purnima. Maharaj, I just have a question. As we say, the Mridanga is also considered as Balaram. But Maharaj, like if you go with the skin of Mridanga, that is made up of goat, right? The animal skin. So how we can relate that the skin is basically animal skin, and we are considering Mridanga as a god or Balaram.
Yes, it's made, Vedangas is made of, yes, skin of animal. But supposedly not to kill animal and make the midanga, but the cow's skin is used when they are dead, right? So this is even the animal will get benefits because the skin is being used to glorify Krishna, right? The skin is being used even after death. The body is being used for the glorification of Krishna, not when they are still alive. No, that is not correct. So when they passed away and the skin can be used in the service of the Lord. So even at the time of death, even after death, the body, the skin of the body is being used for the glorification of Krishna. That is correct. But not when the animal is still alive and killing them to make. This is not done like that. Yeah. Our body cannot be used in the service of Krishna. It is burned. But animals are great. Even the skin can be used but used to glorify Krishna. Yes, not used to make money, not used to make business, but should be used in the service of the Lord. So that, can you imagine? You take your midanga, you're going everywhere, and then you're playing your midanga and glorifying Krishna. And midanga also, the sound goes very, very far distance. So many people are able to hear the music and sound and the holy name. So they'll get benefit. The animal also getting benefit. Right? Thank you. Do you have any other question or?
Yes. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Haribo.
Dandavat.
Haribo.
Yeah. Thank you very much for wonderful discourse on Balram and glorifying his multifaceted features as a servant God. Maharaj, I would like to seek some clarification about on the carrot which is hanging the donkeys near donkey's mouth. So it means just it is a kind of a promise deferred, and the promise which is not to be fulfilled. So I just would like to seek your insights on this.
Yeah, very good question. So the point I was making is well, Balaram, acharyas explain like that. Some of the acharyas explain that why they always bring some clarification in terms of tattva uh, in our philosophy, especially coming from the story of the Bhagavatam. So that each demon in Vrindavan, each demon representing kind of the anarthas that we have. Like, for example, Putana representing a false guru because she falsely dressed and claimed to be a beautiful woman. So this is representing the many false guru. So there are many, many anarthas, each demon representing one of them. So here, Dhenukasur representing the modes of ignorance. And because the asas, they are all known very much for their laziness and stupidity and no brain. So the carrot hanging, meaning that it's all about the donkey itself. And it is also in us, in living entity. It is very much there in the living entity, the modes of ignorance, the modes of tamagun, the laziness. They don't want to know. They don't want to be enlightened spiritually. They want to remain in a mode of ignorance, which require shakti to get out from it. So the carrot representing that, I would say, we always say, the cows, when they grow, grazing the cow, the grasses, and they're thinking, oh, it's greener on the other side.
Yes.
It's green on the other side, it's greener on the other side. They always think like that.
Yeah.
Although it is green here, but it's greener on the other side. The donkey is thinking, now I am going to get it. Now I'm going to get the enjoyment. Now I'm going to get rich. Now I'm going to be happy. But it cannot get the carrot because the carrot is also moving ahead.
Yes.
you know. So that's our situation in this world. We think that now I'm going to be happy, but
Yeah.
it never comes. What is Bhagavad Gita saying? Duspurena nalena cha. Abritam agyana metena kama rupeya nupena kunteya. Duspurena nalena cha. Desires can never be fulfilled. It burns like fire. Lusty desires burn like fire, can never be fulfilled. And lusty desires, you cannot express and you cannot also suppress. You cannot express it because never satiated. You cannot suppress it. It will also come out one day.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. All right, so we'll end here. Thank you.